F Batman. DC and Warner Brothers are trying everything they can to make Robin cool, but they might be trying too hard. With the massive San Diego Comic-Con kicking off today, the first trailer has landed for the new DC series Titans. It stars Brenton Thwaites as a new and more badass version of Robin, who apparently isn't afraid to brutalize bad guys and drop a few F-bombs. The show will also feature other Teen Titans heroes like Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy. If you're wondering how they're going to get away with all this violence and profanity, it's because Titans won't be airing on traditional television. It's instead being created exclusively for the new subscription streaming service DC Universe, which launches in the US this fall. Still no word if the service will be available in Canada. I'm really hoping that part of the San Diego Comic-Con announcements will be that DC Universe is coming to Canada. DC Universe is incredible. It's not just shows and animated series and movies and stuff. You're also going to be able to read comics, and it's really, really cool. So I'm psyched for this. The Titans trailer looks pretty cool. They've got some pretty great costumes and some good cinematography and some kind of cool effects. It's exciting to see Beast Boy and Starfire and Raven. I think the Hawk and Dove team up are in there as well. I like Brenton Thwaites as a choice for Robin. Sounds cool, but it really bugs me that he says F Batman in this trailer. I mean, it's really a big reveal. I guess they had to make a statement that they can be all edgy with this thing. And I will say that the Marv Wolfman and George Perez comics, when Teen Titans came back in the 80s, were very edgy for their time, but they still had the Comics Code Authority logo on them, so they didn't go into the F Batman territory. But certainly there's always been friction between Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne, and that relationship is something that is going to be fun to see on screen. But if you are saying F Batman, there needs to be a challenge back in the other direction, so I'm really hoping we get a Batman on screen, and I don't know if this is going to be interwoven with the Arrowverse or whatever, but if it is, it is time for us to have a televised Batman. It really is. We've got the Batwoman TV show. Everybody's talking about Batman. Superman's been on TV. It's time to have an awesome Batman on television in a serialized format like this. But, you know, I'll be there. I'm excited. It does feel like DC is trying to play a little catch-up with the Marvel Netflix stuff. It was a shocking moment to wake up to F Batman today, but still, it could be a lot of fun. Now, over on the big screen, we won't have to wait much longer to see The Clown Prince of Crime return to cinemas. Warner Brothers has officially announced that their new Joker solo movie will hit theaters on October 4th, 2019. The film, which was first announced earlier this year, is being written and directed by The Hangover's Todd Phillips and will star Joaquin Phoenix as a new version of the iconic DC villain. The film will exist outside of the current DC movie continuity, similar to what DC does with their Elseworlds comic imprint, so this version of the Joker will be very different than the Jared Leto version from Suicide Squad. The fact that this film has been announced and greenlit so quickly indicates that it will be a bit smaller and more gritty than bigger DC movies like Justice League. Speaking of bigger films, the next Wonder Woman movie will be hitting theaters less than a month later on November 1st, 2019. They are really fast-tracking Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, aren't they? This is kind of crazy to me. He's going to do a great job. I think he's a fantastic actor, and he's going to leave an indelible imprint as this character. It's going to be very difficult to just have a one and done with this. You know, clearly there's some excitement to like fast track this and get it out there. So I think everybody is very stoked to see what he's going to do as the Joker. How are we just going to let that slide and then go back to a guy with all of his lines tattooed all over his face? It's going to, ha ha, I'm crazy, ha ha, bang. I mean, it's nuts what they did. And not like Jared Leto's a bad actor. I just didn't like that whole setup. But I'm very excited about this other Joker movie. Again, is Batman going to be in that one? And we're going to have a whole bunch of Batman all over the place, I think. Okay, after almost 10 years, a memorable GTA character is finally coming back out. Rockstar has revealed that the new GTA Online expansion After Hours will launch on July 24th, and as many had already expected, it will include the GTA 4 character Tony Prince, also known as Gay Tony. He hasn't been seen since the GTA 4 expansion, The Ballad of Gay Tony, was released back in 2009, where players helped him manage his nightclub, and this time around, he'll be helping you manage your nightclub. New vehicles, weapons, and music are are also included in the expansion, GTA Online is still raking in millions of dollars in revenue every quarter, despite the fact that it was released almost 5 years ago. So Rockstar and their parent company Take-Two haven't shown any signs of slowing down the pace of new content like this. Their next game, Red Dead Redemption 2, arrives this October, and it's amazing that we keep talking about GTA Online content on this show, and then the next thing we say is Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming very soon, and it's just getting that gap is just getting smaller, and soon we'll have GTA Online and Red Dead Redemption 2 with its online thing, and Take-Two will have all the money. They're like gunning for Fortnite right now, I think is what's going to happen. This is another very cool expansion, and every time we talk about this game, I want to go and play it. And you know, my dilemma is I've got all the new stuff coming in. I asked on Twitter how many people are still playing GTA Online. Got a lot of good responses. A lot of people going, who still just plays that? But a lot of people exclusively play GTA Online, and it's almost kind of like what was happening with World of Warcraft, where people, that was their only thing. They just played that for years and years and years. It's kind of starting to happen, or it's been happening with Grand Theft Auto Online. Very cool idea for an expansion right there. Welcome back, Gay Tony. Another big victory has been won in the epic battle against loot boxes and microtransactions. Last year's Lord of the Rings-inspired game, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, has removed its microtransactions. The latest patch, which was released yesterday evening, completely removes the in-game market, so players no longer have the ability to buy new characters, loot boxes, or in-game currency using real-life money. Loot boxes are still a part of the mechanics, although you'll have to earn them the old-fashioned way by actually playing the game. Developer Monolith Productions first announced that they were going to do this back in April, but waited until now in order to give players who've already bought currency a chance to spend it. This follows months and months of controversy surrounding Shadow of War and how the microtransactions and loot boxes affected the progression system, with many players accusing it of being pay to win. This is incredible. Like, we are starting to see a complete reversal with some of the publishers out there. It's going to be very difficult for people to pull any shenanigans with loot boxes going forward. The amount of heat that this game got, and of course Star Wars Battlefront 2, and you know, the attention that this controversy has received from game players all over the world. You know, very vocal majority of people out there that are just not into this idea of not knowing what they're buying when they're spending their money in these games. I think we're going to see massive sweeping changes like this. It will always be, I think, you know, just about customizing the look and feel of it, purely cosmetic. It's not going to be about, you know, buying your way to victory for too much longer in games. I think it will still exist in some games. I think, you know, there's some racing games where you'll be able to plunk down some money and you'll unlock all the best cars right away. But I feel like ultimately this is a very good thing. I am looking forward to returning back to some simpler mechanics. Not to say that, you know, spending some money in video games for extra content or extra stuff is a bad thing. It's working in Fortnite, it's working in Overwatch, it's working in, you know, in lots of different ways out there, and it's okay. But yes, I think some really difficult lessons have been learned, and it's ultimately going to be a very good thing. All right, you guys, that does it for the rundown. But right now it is time for us to take a look back at this day and everything cool.